And for those of you who don't know what United Way is, it's an American non-profit organization that tries to keep kids and teenagers in school and have them not drop out of school too soon. And so the first ad that we have, oh, you can't see the bottom of it, correct? It's important to read that. So. And the ad is about, it shows a book that says 1 million copies sold, crack the code, and 7 secrets to successful drug dealing. And it says this book is the bomb. It drops some deep knowledge on you, like the chapter on drive-by shootings and other effective strategies for eliminating the competition. Read it and you'll be wheeling with the dealing. And Dealers Weekly, and it is written by Baba Grimes. So, and the slogan here of United Way is, when kids drop out, they don't stop learning, and help us to support stay-in-school programs. So the point that they want to make here is that even though kids drop out of school, they don't stop learning, but they might learn the wrong stuff. Like this book, they might read it and learn how to become a drug dealer. I mean, it's not supposed to be taken super serious, but it's supposed to show what can happen to kids who drop out of school too soon. And we chose this because it has a lot of verbal things like alliterations and wordplays and idioms in it, and those are quite hard to translate, as we, I think, already figured out. So the first problem we had when translating it was the heading that says "crack the code," because, well, it's first of all, it's an alliteration, and it's hard to translate into German because, of course, the literal translation for the words "crack" and "code" don't start with a C in German. So we'll, when translating this, we would lose this alliteration. And also, it is hard because it's ambiguous. It can mean either crack, like the drug, and the code, like the formula of crack. But it can also mean crack as the verb, like crack the code on how to become a good drug dealer. So when translating this, we would have to decide which one we would want to choose into German, because we can either say the one thing with the drugs or the other thing like crack the code. So we'd have to choose one of those. And one thing that we came up with was crack die Formel, where crack is actually supposed to be the drug in this, which the back translation is crack the formula. So this would actually mean that, yeah, the crack is the drug, but what we thought was better in this case is to take a step back from the actual literal words and try to translate the meaning of what it's supposed to stand for in this ad. And so we thought the heading of the book was more like how to become a successful drug dealer. And so we chose Dealen leicht gemacht, which would be really not literal translation, but rather semantic. And it means dealing made easy. So this was the first problem that we had to deal with, and I think we agreed on the last solution to be the better one in this case. Last solution. And the next problem we had was actually a double alliteration, and because 7 secrets to successful drug dealing. And in this case, it was, again, we cannot keep the alliteration because the literal translations for the words, 7 secrets and stuff like that, don't all start with an S. So, like, for example, secrets is Geheimnisse in German, and it starts with a G. So we figured that in this case we have to accept that we lose the alliteration and just try to keep the meaning of the words. So we just translated it literally, and that's die 7 Geheimnisse des erfolgreichen Drogendealens, which in the back translation you can see is actually the 7 secrets of successful drug dealing. So yeah, there was no real solution to keep the wordplay here as we thought.
What kind of alliteration have you?
Yeah, Drogendealens is kind of like And the next problem we had is this book is the bomb. It drops some deep knowledge on you. And this is really hard because, first of all, there's the metaphor with the book and the bomb. And we cannot keep this in German, because, well, in German you can't, something cannot be a bomb. That doesn't mean anything. So we'll have to change that. And also the wordplay with this book is a bomb, it drops, and like the wordplay of to drop a bomb cannot be kept in the translation to German either. So what we try to do is, well, we could either just translate it literally, but that would just take the slangy tone away, because it's in English. I think it's supposed to sound rather cool and ghetto somehow, and street language. And so what we chose to do is just take a step back from the words at all and try to find a semantic meaning which sounds rather cool and well, sort of ghetto in German too. So what we chose is dieses Buch ist eine Wucht, because this Wucht is, it doesn't mean bomb, but it just is a way to, in German, to say that something is like really important or really big. And the next sentence, es vermittelt dir fettes Wissen, which is actually, I don't know if you can actually say it like that in German, but well, then again, the English is not quite perfect either, I guess, with it drops some deep knowledge on you. So what we chose to do is just try to make it sound cool and like teenager language style. So yeah, well, the back translation is this book is a stunner and it gives you fat knowledge.